This has been, such a long ordeal for me. I would love to have that closure.
Closure that for Dawn Dunning will have to wait. Her testimony as a supporting witness against Harvey Weinstein is among the evidence that led to his historic sex crimes conviction in 2020. It's also why the New York Court of Appeals overturned that conviction this April, ruling that too many women, like Dunning, testified to prior bad acts, even though Weinstein wasn't facing charges in their cases.
I think there's a lot of these nuances and these loopholes that just don't make sense and really need to be updated.
Dunning and others pushed for laws allowing supporting witnesses to testify in New York sex crimes cases. State lawmakers proposed a bill that passed the Senate, but failed to pass the full legislature before the session ended last week. Another setback for Dunning. On a personal level, what would you tell these lawmakers?
I would feel let down, and I would also feel like it could prevent other women from coming forward as well.
Women like Tara Leigh Wolfe.
I just bawled.
Also one of the supporting witnesses who testified against Weinstein in 2020, then struggled to process the fact that the conviction was narrowly overturned because of testimony like hers.
The idea that too many assaults is too much for them. It also highlights for me what needs to change.
Wolfe plans to advocate for the New York law in the next legislative session, but for now, worries about what could come next.
You're supposed to be judged on the facts of the case.
Weinstein and his legal team are also appealing his California conviction, which led to a 16-year prison sentence in 2022. Even though California is one of 16 states that do have laws allowing supporting witnesses to testify to prior bad acts in sex crimes cases, Weinstein's lawyers claim the jury was prejudiced when told of the prior New York conviction.
He came into that courtroom with the stamp of convicted felon on his back, and that it was done so fairly, and that turns out not to be the case at all.
Is there any fear in your mind that there could be a day where that appeal is successful?
When they filed for appeal in New York, I refused to believe that that was possible. This can't happen. And then it did, because all I really have is the hope that the laws are different there and strong enough to hold that conviction.
Weinstein has repeatedly denied that he ever sexually assaulted women, but accusers like Dunning say they live in fear that Weinstein, who has been accused by more than 100 women of sexual misconduct, won't be held accountable for his crimes.
The thought that he would be free again is terrifying. I know everyone thinks he's so old and frail and sick, but he's never going to stop. He never will stop.
Now, Jake, as we know, the Manhattan DA's office intends to retry this case, and they say that trial can happen as soon as this fall. New York prosecutors have said they are in touch with many women who were not comfortable to come forward in 2020, which was a different time, but now they may be willing to testify. So New York prosecutors have indicated that there could be a new indictment coming against Weinstein. Now, when I spoke to Dawn Dunning, who we saw in that piece, I asked her if she knows that there are other women, and she says, yes, there are absolutely other women who allege that they have been assaulted by Harvey Weinstein, but they've been too scared for a myriad of reasons to come forward.